Hello, hello. Welcome in, Pam the Gremlin. It's been almost 2 months now. Oops. Welcome. This is just gonna be a short little stream, probably like 20 to 30 minutes, super short. Just reintroducing myself, reminding myself what this is like, and then trying to go from there. Just a little chatting stream, that's all. Hey there, hi there, ho there. Yes. Who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? It sounds like a song lyric, though I don't recognize it. Ephemerality. Oh, E-P-H-E-M-E. Ephemerality. Okay, I see where you're going there now. I understand. I get it. The knowledge is had. Anyways, welcome in. Oh, Mickey Mouse Club. Da, 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 da. Hot dog. Okay, I be quiet now. You don't have to be quiet. You can be as quiet or as loud as you'd like. It's okay. Anyways, I don't really. The music's a little too loud in my ears. I don't really have much to talk about. I just wanted to say hi. I said I would, so I'm going to. Plant update. My succulent plant that I got in the fall, I think. Fall, winter, the end of fall, beginning of winter. Still alive. Still a little bit of browning. I'm still a little bit concerned about it, but it's still alive. What was the name? Oh my gosh. I forget the name of my own child. Timothy. It was Timothy. Yes. My first succulent that died was Samantha, and now Timothy. Timothy is still alive, still thriving. Maybe not thriving, but still alive, you know. At least striving to thrive. Smooth 80s music, I guess. Sort of. I don't really listen to, I mean, I do listen to some 80s music because it's good, but I don't listen to much 80s music besides the like really popular ones that have stayed popular. I don't go out of my way to find any. I have been crocheting a lot. I made Miku. I posted on the Discord. I also made a little bunny that I found. Honestly, there are a lot of free crochet patterns that you can find online, and one of my favorite places to find crochet patterns is Instagram. I don't really use Instagram for like anything at all, but the one thing I do use it for is finding crochet patterns because there are a lot of cute free ones on there. I recently made a little bunny. It's very cute. I haven't taken a picture of it, honestly, because I don't have any good places to take pictures of things. I also just finished a little rubber duck. They're both made out of like fluffy yarn, the popular fluffy yarn, and they're very cute. Other than that, what else have I been doing? What other things are there to update on? The problem is, one of the reasons why I haven't been streaming as much is because it's winter and winter's like bleh. But also because I haven't been playing many video games in general. Like, I don't think I've been playing any video games actually. Like at all. Now that I think about it, I think like the last ones I were playing was like Hollow Knight and Zelda, which is what I was playing on stream. I don't know. Oh, there's a new Tomodachi Life 2 just got announced today. That's pretty cool. I do want to play that. That looks fun. I really love Tomodachi Life, the first one on the 3DS. It was very fun, but it is definitely outdated. Yippee! Yippee! I saw it and I was just waiting for it to come through. I'm glad everything's still working. I'm glad nothing has like broken. I know sometimes like programs get updates and then everything breaks, so I'm glad that it's still all working. I know it hasn't been that long, but yippee! I'm sort of afraid they're gonna make the new Tomo. I haven't looked into it. I sort of don't like spoiler. I mean, I know it's not spoilers, but I don't like spoiling myself to like what it's gonna look like or all the mechanics or anything. I'll probably look into it more, but I currently have not looked into it at all, and I'm just hoping it doesn't end up like Miitopia. Like Miitopia is cool and fun, and like all of the like the Mii games are fun, but I don't know. Tomodachi Life has a bit of a different feel to it, so we'll see. I'm just hoping it's a lot more updated version, basically, with a lot more interesting things to do. The main problem I have with Tomodachi Life is there's just not enough there. Like, obviously a lot of it you can just be creative with, but eventually you've seen all of the dialogues that exist in it. You've seen all of the like things you can do in it, and it's sort of just like boring after a while. So that's one thing I think they definitely need, is to just add more different things to do, more dialogue choices, more interactions, etc. Which I'm sure will be a thing, because I don't know. I have faith. I'm gonna choose to have faith. Also, another game update that I recently learned about, apparently they're adding ghasts to the overworld now in Minecraft. That's pretty interesting. Oi. Hello Pete, welcome. It's been too long since I've been streaming. It's so strange. I'm glad that anyone showed up at all. But yeah, ghasts. They're so cute. They're like little baby ghasts. They're adorable. I love them. And I honestly didn't know anything about the ghast lore of Minecraft until I recently saw the new update about them, and I'm like, that's so sad. It's so sad that they're like, because apparently ghasts aren't supposed to be in the Nether. They're supposed to be overworld, or like they're supposed to be in like a very hydrated environment, and so the Nether is obviously not that, because it's literally like lava everywhere and just completely water can't even exist in the Nether. It will just immediately evaporate. So I found it really interesting to learn about the ghast lore. Cute little dried sad ghasts. Yeah, they're pretty sad in the Nether, but once you bring them to the overworld, they're super cute. And I think when they grow up, you can ride them. The little saddle and the little like glasses they have they look so stupid. It looks like nerd glasses, but it's okay. It's funny. I like it. It's cute. I don't mind it. It does feel a little bit like bedrocky. I know in general Minecraft is sort of going towards bedrock, the bedrock version of things, more than it is like Java. I guess, I don't know. I just feel like that's more the direction they're going, which is okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't have that much of opinion either way, but it does feel sort of like it's something that would be in bedrock. They're like thick squid. It's true. They do look, I did think of that when I started saying that. They do sort of look like a squid. Well, okay. In general, I would not say ghasts look like squids, but I would say white squid specifically, like me, it does look sort of similar. And I know one of the controversial updates was glow squids, and whatever, I'm not gonna talk about that. I do like glow squids though. I don't care what anyone says. I think they're cute. I don't know what else they're adding to Minecraft though. I don't really keep up with the updates. The only reason I saw that was because it was like, everyone was like, oh my gosh, ghasts! I generally prefer to be surprised. Just log in and be like, oh wait, they have armadillos now. I didn't know that. I do think seeing the guests smiling is a little strange. I don't know how I feel about it. Smiling guests feels incorrect. I mean, like, I'm not upset that they're smiling. Like, it's good that they're happy and like not suffering until they die or having children and then their children dry out and die. But I don't know. It feels wrong. I suppose it's just something to get used to. I've recently been attempting to make a crochet pattern for Rin, Kagami Rin, the Vocaloid. I haven't actually been working on it that much because I made Bunny and Rubber Duck, but I got the legs done and like some little shorts done. So I probably should continue working on that now that I've taken a little break from it. I don't know. I just like, it's one of those things where it takes a little bit more effort to actually do something, and so you end up procrastinating by doing every other thing except that one thing. That's currently where I'm at. So if I can just push myself to do it. I mean, it's not like it's not like I dislike doing it. It's just, it takes a little more thought to make a pattern, and as opposed to like just following one. They're no longer scary ghost things, I guess. I mean, honestly, I've never really found ghasts that scary. I know some people have. I always thought they were sort of cute, honestly. Like, they're scary because they throw fireballs at you. Obviously, that's not very pleasant. But in terms of things that creep me out in Minecraft, ghasts were never one of them. I would say, honestly, piglins scare me. Like piglins or like the other type that exists now that are like darker or something. Like they're like more they're another form of the pigs. I don't know what they're called or if they're the same thing. They like can trade with you, I think. Anyways, those scare me more because I'm afraid they're gonna start attacking me, and once they start attacking you, you are so done for. At least for me, they swarm you and you're just like, what are you gonna do? I guess run really fast. It's the best thing you can do at that point. Those scare me more because it's like, ah. Also the depths, the new-ish mob that they added, or the new-ish place that they added in the caves with the blue stuff all over. I don't even know anything about it because I have not been able to explore it yet. I have gotten down there before. I found it before in another world. Like, I currently have one world that I play occasionally, but I got there in another world, immediately got blinded, scary noises, no clue where I was going, and I was too scared. I was like, I am going to die. So I just gave up. And like the ambient noises in the caves, they don't really creep me out as much anymore, but they used to. And the creepiest thing that can happen is Minecraft just like shuts down or like breaks and your world is like corrupted. That is scary. I've never been I always find like technology breaking is scary personally. It's like, it's not necessarily a phobia of mine, but it's like a fear. It's like suddenly everything glitches out. Not a fan. No, thank you. Also, phantoms are a bit scary because they tend to surprise me. I forget that I haven't slept and they suddenly attack me and I'm like, what is going on? I would say the difference between a game like Minecraft and Subnautica in terms of scariness, Subnautica is much scarier the first time you play it, but once you get used to it, it's not really that scary anymore. As opposed to Minecraft, where it's not that scary when you first play it, or maybe it is, but it stays scary because you can never expect that creeper sneaking up behind you and blowing up. So I would definitely say it stays scary. You have to play a whole lot to not be scared by that anymore. I realize phantoms are like a throwback to Elder Scrolls 3. Is there a mob that is similar to phantoms in Elder Scrolls 3? I wouldn't know, obviously. Phantoms are fine. I don't really have any opinions on phantoms. They're okay. They don't really cause much of an inconvenience in general, so I don't mind them. I think phantoms were in one of the first mob votes that they did, if I'm remembering correctly. So they were a bad choice in general for like mob votes. They actually have a purpose. One thing that I was really mad that they didn't keep in Minecraft was fireflies. I think they're adding them in again. I think I saw something about that where they're adding like a firefly bush or something, but I was so mad when they added like frogs and stuff, like, or they were gonna add fireflies to be food for frogs and then they didn't add them because fireflies are poisonous to frogs. And it's like, okay, fair enough, I get it, but just add the fireflies. They're so cool. Like, I know they're not anything. They're just like little particles. They're just like pixels, but they're just like, they add so much to an environment and they're cute. I like bugs. I want fireflies. Minecraft needs more bugs. In TES 3, The Elder Scrolls 3, flying lizards attack you randomly, even while in a town. So yeah, very annoying. People's childhood traumas. I mean, I think if I was attacked by flying lizards, I'm assuming are lizards or like similar to lizards. If I was attacked by flying lizards, I just imagine like normal lizards, like in IRL, the real world, suddenly landing on you. Yeah, that'd be very scary. As much as I like lizards and I think they're cute and great and adorable and I enjoy lizards, I would be terrified if a lizard just randomly landed on me. Oof, poisonous to frogs, yeah. Frogs cannot eat fireflies, which I didn't know until Minecraft decided not to put them in. Obviously they didn't know it either. But they're adding them now, so I am appeased. That's probably one of the things I was the most mad about finding out they weren't gonna add. There's like there's just like, where are the mob votes? They're very controversial, I know. I've never really cared that much about Minecraft, so I haven't really been that upset, but oh yeah, the barnacle. The barnacle is basically like an underwater ocean thing that will attack you in the water. This was before like the drowns existed, I think. Yeah, this was like before the ocean update. I think. I am glad they didn't add barnacles. That would have been really annoying. Then Mob B was Phantom. Mob C was the Great Hunger. You can't just name a mob the Great Hunger. Okay, it definitely would have gotten some type of nickname and not been called that. A lizard-like creature that sinks into the ground, camouflages itself and consumes mobs and items with its huge mouth. It has a great appetite for enchanting powers. You could use the mob's ability to add or remove enchantments for players' own items. That's weird. Oh, but it was added in the form of a grindstone block. That makes a lot more sense. Sounds like water shulkers. Yeah, it's like, it's sort of creepy. It has like 4 little tentacles and then there's like a thing in the middle that goes pow, pow, pokes you. I mean, they don't, it doesn't shoot things like a water shulker. I would say the current water shulkers that exist are the drowns that have like tridents. It's more like a shulker, I guess. It's annoying, like shulk. I cannot say that name. Barnacles are more like they just poke you very aggressively. Yeah, I'm glad the Great Hunger doesn't exist and it's just a grindstone. That makes a lot more sense. It'd be sort of interesting to like set up traps. You could set up traps with it and like have people walk through it and then they get eaten and they don't have enchantments anymore. That would suck though. Like imagine getting this really good armor and then boom, someone or it just attacks you and now you no longer have this enchanted item that you've worked so hard for. I'm glad that doesn't exist. And then there's the like Blaze version. There's like a second version of the Blaze, which is not that interesting, honestly. So I think Phantom was probably the best option there. Okay. And then I guess they skipped a lot of years or something, or at least it's not in this wiki. And then there was, oh yeah, the Moobloom versus the Iceologer versus the Glow Squid, which ended up with Glow Squid. I am sort of sad that Mooblooms don't exist. They're pretty cute. I mean, they don't really serve a purpose. I don't really have that much of an opinion, but I think that's one of those things that I think even if it didn't get voted for, they should eventually add into Minecraft because it's just a cute idea and a lot of people really like it. The Sniffer. The Sniffer, the Rascal, and the Tough Golem. Interesting. Sniffer. Imagine having the Sniffer just like walks up and it's like this looks like, I think this is a bedrock vote or something. I don't know. It's not very well filled out. This is not very well filled out. There was one other mob that exists that people wanted. Oh yeah, there was like a crab. Yeah, armadillo, crab, or penguin. See, again, I think all three of those could be added to Minecraft eventually. Maybe not now because it wasn't voted for, but it definitely something they could add later. And I think they shouldn't not add things just because it wasn't voted for, but whatever. Sounds like water. Oh yeah, I already read that. Anyways, I don't know how we got off on Minecraft, and I mentioned ghasts, but I'm sort of just of the mindset of it happened, whatever happens happens. I can't really control it, so I will just enjoy the game as it is, unless they ruin it. But so far they haven't, so. So for the longest time, I have always, well, I like tea, and I have always microwaved my water. And recently, finally, I am getting a kettle. Don't have it yet, but it's coming. So I think that will make all of the tea drinkers very happy. That I am finally getting a kettle and no longer microwaving my water. Because apparently it's blasphemous to some people to microwave your water. And slightly dangerous. Microwave tea sounds snort. So I know, I see that it's smort. I like snort. Microwave tea does sound snort. Smartest squid. It's actually not smart, because the reason I'm getting a kettle is because it's actually very slightly dangerous, because while it is a very low chance, it can happen where you superheat water and it will basically explode in your face. Not good. Don't do that. It's very similar to like if you cook an egg in the microwave. if you try to like make a microwaved egg and you cut into the middle, all of the steam that builds up within the egg as you're cooking it will explode everywhere. And unlike water, where it's rare and it generally doesn't happen, because the only time it will happen is if the water, if one, the surface tension doesn't get broken from the water, and two, there's not a nucleation point in the water. So it's pretty rare for it to happen. It just has to be like certain circumstances. I mean, it's like almost like the opposite of super cooled water, if you've seen that, where you put water in like a fridge and you cool it down past the freezing point, but it doesn't end up freezing because there's no nucleation point. So then it or like you don't move it around or anything, so it doesn't have a chance to freeze or form any crystals. So then when you pour it out, it like makes a very nice like ice slushy kind of material texture. But it's basically the same thing, but like in heat instead of cool. So it can explode once you break the surface tension. It's like, it's not great. And the same thing happens with eggs, so don't microwave eggs. Anything that's like in an enclosed space that has a lot of water is not a good idea. Similar to, not similar, never mind. Explosive T-bomb, yeah, pretty much. It's not great. I've never had it happen. Most people will never have it happen, but it's a danger that can be avoided, so you might as well. And there are other ways to avoid it than getting a kettle. Like you could put, one version I've seen is like people put like a stick, like a wooden stick, into your cup of tea while you heat it up, and that will provide it the ability to boil, so it doesn't explode in your face. But I don't really want wooden sticks in my tea, and also kettles are just nice to have for other things as well. It's so much more convenient instead of having to like boil water or like heat water up in the microwave, to just have a kettle and just put it in there and boom, then you can pour it into your, like, I guess if you're having like ramen or something like that, you can just pour it in, done. So easy. So I don't know, I've sort of wanted a kettle for a while, just never got one. Must protect squid face, correct. You don't want me showing up to the next stream with burns all over my face. That wouldn't be great. Pink squid. Next version. Squid version 2.0. Burnt pink squid. What? Well, no. If you cook squid, does it turn? What color does squid turn if you cook it? Like brown. What? What color does squid turn when cooked? I don't know, or just like the rendering of the flesh. Wow, that's a crazy. Oh, it just becomes more of a solid color, I guess. Becomes opaque. Unfortunately, I am already opaque, so I guess I am actually a cooked squid. So any more cooking would actually overcook me and I would become burnt. Nucleation point, smart squid, big words. That's one of the only big words I know. I like science. I've always been a science kind of squid. My biggest problem with science is like, I love science. I love learning. I love finding new things and learning about new things in multiple disciplines, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not disciplines. It's maybe too fancy of a word, but I don't know. I like learning languages. I like learning science. I like learning geography even, or anything like that. I just don't retain it well. Like some people really retain information well and they're just like suck it up and they just keep it. I learn things and I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. I'm glad I learned that. And then I'll forget it like 3 days later. It's so frustrating, honestly. I wish I could remember things better. Especially the name. I'll tend to remember the concept, but I cannot remember names. But yeah, fancy. 2.0 calamari squid, yeah. Burnt squid fish. Honestly, I've been watching a lot of anime recently because I've been like unhealthily obsessed with it. I don't know why, just sometimes I am. You know, just, like things go in waves, right? Currently, the wave of anime is like really high, and I'm just like constantly like, I want to watch anime. There are so many squids. I mean, like, I know squid is common in Japan because it's like an island, so obviously there's a lot of seafood, but like a lot of animes will have at least a mention of squid, and I always notice it now. I never used to, but I was like, oh my gosh, it's my family members, they're being eaten. Fluffy breading might turn out cute. I think I'd be a cute cooked squid. Do you remove the eyes? Probably. Like, you remove the eyes and the beak and everything like that. So maybe not as cute. Also, fluffy breading just sounds like mold. Moldy squid. Ah. Let me sit too long. Tonight I had these a new recipe, these like sweet dinner rolls. They're very good, very yummy. They were bread, not breading, but close enough. Although the problem is, anytime I or any of my family members try to make bread, it's always too dense. And I looked it up, and apparently it's like a hydration level of like how much water or like liquid is in the bread, which makes sense, I guess. But I mean, I'm not a bread making expert. I would like to get better at it, but maybe next time. Maybe I'll use that knowledge and make some more bread. No, poor squid family. It's okay. I have a lot of siblings. Those, as long as a few survive, we'll be okay. You know, at a certain point, you just get so many siblings, you just can't even remember their names. You're just like, oh, there's Timmy. Rest in peace. Rest in on a stick. Japanese bread is so moist and soft, it's insane. I'm so jealous. Oh my gosh. If there is one thing that I am so jealous, well, there's a lot of things that I'm jealous of, but if there is one thing I'm so jealous of, is the Japanese bread. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. And it's just like, I can't find it anywhere. Like those kind of, like, I mean, I don't have any like bakeries near me as far as I'm aware. But also, like, even if I did, I probably wouldn't go because it's scary. But even if I tried to make it myself, I'd probably just make it super dense and like normal bread, and then it just wouldn't taste good. So I am jealous of both delicious bread and also being able to make delicious bread. There have been a few times when I've gone to like tea shops, when I've been visiting different places, and to get like boba or like some other type of delicious tea, which I normally can't find. And I see the bread there, and I'm just like, oh, that looks so good. I haven't gotten any. I don't know why. That's a stupid decision. I really should have next time. But it just looks delicious. One other food that I'm really jealous of in Japan specifically is onigiri, because it's so common. Like onigiri is just like everywhere. It's in convenience stores. It's on like side of the road shops, and I'm just like, That looks so nice. Because, you know, in convenience stores or like places here, you know, we have hot dogs, pizza. It looks, I just wish we had better food in America in convenience stores. Just in general. It just like, yeah. I don't really like pizza. I'm very like not. I am the one person who doesn't really like pizza. I'm okay. I'm not the one person. Obviously, there's a lot of people that don't like pizza as well. But in general, most people like pizza. Although if you go to a fancy convenience store, sometimes they have like yogurt fruit parfaits. Those are good. I don't know how safe they are. I don't know how long they've been sitting there, but I just choose to trust them and eat them anyways. Those are pretty nice. Oh my. Okay, what else? What else have I been doing? What else is there to talk about? Onigiri. I have had I've only had onigiri once in my life because it's obviously not common here. And it was homemade onigiri. Actually, I didn't make it. My brother made it. It was okay. We tried. What was it? Pickled plums. Yes, we got pickled plums, but of course we couldn't find pickled plums anywhere, so we had to order pickled plums. Peter Piper Peter Piper picked a pair. Peter Piper picked a peck. Is it peck? Peck of pickled? Not pickled plums, but it's of peppered. What is it? I don't even remember. Peter Piper. What's the thing? Oh, pickled peppers, obviously not plums. Why would it be plums? That doesn't make any sense. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck? Where is the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? There you go. Onigiri sounds so good. Yeah. We had pickled plums, not pickled peppers, not from Peter Piper. And they were very salty, like inedibly salty. I mean, it's either like an acquired taste or it was just really, really salty pickled plums that were like not good. I don't know. I don't know which one it was, but either way, they were like inedible. So then we also had, like, if you get past the salt, they were good, but you just like, there's just so much salt. And then also we had like avocado onigiri, which I don't think is very common or a thing at all, but I like avocado, so it worked out. There's some interesting variations that I've seen though. Watching like YouTube videos. I can't remember what they were though. Like, I mean, I know normally it's like fish and stuff, but I'm a vegetarian, so I don't really eat fish. So most of the variations don't really appeal to me that much, but there are definitely some that look really good. Either way, you can't really go wrong. It's just a very simple, easy thing. Peter pickled his pecker in a plum. What? I didn't say that. I think you did, though. I really think you did. I think that's definitely a thing that you typed, you thought about, and then typed into the chat. I'm a little concerned how that happened, but I'm not gonna think about it that much. Types of onigiri. Or like fillings. Yeah, umeboshi is the pickled plums. Oh, there's like, I've seen like miso onigiri. Oh, that looks really good. I love miso soup. Miso soup is very good. And I know miso tends to have like fish, whatever. I don't care. I'm a vegetarian-ish, if it really matters that much. Meh. Or like kombu seaweed. That also sounds interesting. I don't know. I would just like to try different types, because you really can't go wrong unless you add so much salt that it's just inedible. But in general, you can't go wrong. Miso soaked rice or something? Yeah, maybe. I can't remember. Well, it's like you can add miso to anything. You could soak the rice in miso, or you could like make a miso coating. I'm sure that could happen too. Of something else. A little soy and salt go a long way. Very true. Very, very true. Honestly, I didn't like soy sauce until recently. I tried it. I think what happened is I was like, soy sauce sounds interesting. Let me try it. And then I tried it, and I had like a bunch of soy sauce like in my mouth. I was like, whoa, too much soy sauce. And then I didn't like it for a long time. But recently I tried it again, and I was like, actually, this is really good. I don't know what I was thinking about before. So, approved. Definitely one of those things you have to be careful about, though. At least for me, you can't have too much. Only a little bit. Fermentation, etc. I'm confused. Fermentation. Correct. I've never actually had like sushi or anything like that. I've had homemade sushi. But again, most of the sushi is it's literally made with fish, so yeah. Actually, my favorite type of food is probably Italian food. Italian food, very good. Delicious. Approved. I would generally say that's my favorite type of cooking that I've had. I haven't had many, like, I haven't had many like Indian dishes, so I would be interested in trying more of those, especially because that's something I just don't find anywhere. Or like, I don't know, even finding the stuff to make a lot of the dishes with the spices that they have is just like almost impossible to do. So I just generally haven't had it very much of it. So I would like to try more of Indian cuisine. Anyways, I think vegetarian curry is great. It's spinach curry with Indian cheese as protein. I have heard of that, yeah. Saag paneer? I'm assuming that's how you say it. Yeah, I have seen that before. I'm not the biggest fan of like cheese, but it looks like it's not like, I don't know. Depends on what type of cheese it is, I guess. If it gets super melty and stretchy, then I probably wouldn't like it. Indian cottage cheese. That does not look like cottage cheese at all. That's crazy. It's a solid rubbery cheese. That's interesting. Wow. Mind blown. It looks sort of like tofu. I know it's not, but it looks very similar. Just like the way it's cut into blocks and stuff. But yeah, I would like to try more of that kind of stuff. I've only had curry like once in my life, and that was like a homemade curry, and it was not great because it was we didn't really know how to make it, and like we had like a little bit of rice cooked up, but there wasn't very much, and it was just mainly curry, and it was just sort of, it definitely was not how it was supposed to be. So that would definitely be something to retry. That's so interesting. There are so many types of cheeses, like an insane amount of cheeses. It's almost like, is it even cheese? I mean, obviously it would be, but... Paneer is just a type. It looks so much like tofu. It's like, or almost like, yeah, interesting. I think good curry would be like eating baby food, mushy but tasty. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But like, you know, as long as it's tasty. I don't know. Yeah. I might really like it and I might really not. I have no opinions on curry because I haven't really had it. So I don't know. It just looks like either it's really cooked down normally or it's like pureed. Like a thick pasta sauce, yeah. Paneer kind of tastes like tofu, not gonna lie. Interesting. It looks like tofu. I mean, it even breaks like tofu when I'm looking at it. Like the way it sort of crumbles a bit is similar to tofu. I'm sure, and it's probably just like it looks like it would be sort of similar to mozzarella, just like even more solid, I guess, and more like keeps its shape. But it looks like it'd be sort of similar to mozzarella in that it doesn't have that strong of a taste. And it's more of a like complementing, like it gets complemented by other things. A fresh acid set cheese common in cuisine of South Asia, made from cow milk and buffalo milk. Non-aged, non-melting soft cheese. That's so interesting. The more you know. I'd imagine eating curry with naan bread would be like eating pasta sauce and dipping cooked pizza dough into it. I don't think I've ever dipped cooked pizza dough into pasta sauce, but I definitely have dipped bread into pizza sauce, which is basically the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I think the way naan is, it's more like, isn't naan very, like, let me look it up. It's mostly, it's like a pita, basically. It's very similar to, it looks very similar to like a pita bread. It does actually look pretty similar to pizza dough as well. So I would imagine that would go, that would be good. It looks a little more, it sort of reminds me of that one Mexican bread that I don't know the name of. Mexican, it's like a, it's not a bread, it's like a bread tortilla. Bread tortilla, I don't know what it's called. It's not a tortilla. Tostada? No, no, that's a chip. What is it called? I don't remember. But anyways, it's sort of like a fluffy type of tortilla thing, but it looks sort of similar to like some of the naan that I'm seeing. It's very good. Maybe a pizza arrived to Italy from India or vice versa. I don't know. I would say it would be more likely that something came from India to Italy. But I think it's also very likely that this could be made completely separately and not together at all, and then somehow still be very similar. Because I mean, bread is pretty simple to make, so. Fluffy tortilla, yeah, sounds about right. What is the, now I need to know the name of it. Fluffy tortilla Mexican. Is it gorditas? Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think that is it. I don't know. It's like a thicker tortilla kind of thing that tends to be like cooked or fried. I don't know. It's just thicker, so it reminds me of naan. I've never had naan though. Looks yummy though. All bread is yummy. I don't know if I've ever had a bread that was bad, or well, I have had bread that was bad. I took like a cooking class in my high school when I was in senior year, because I was just like, you know, whatever, your senior year, either you're crazy and you take a bunch of complicated classes, or you just lay it easy because you're done with everything. I took a foods class and we tried to make pizza, and oh my. We had an actual pizza oven that someone brought in that was like open flames kind of thing. It was so bad. We didn't know how to use it. It burned the bread, the pizza dough, completely on the outside, completely charred on like most of it. A little bit on one of the sides was fine, and then the inside was completely raw. Obviously, this is because it was way too hot. There was literal fire. Way too hot in the oven. Did not have enough time to cook, and it was so bad. I ate it. I tried to eat it because I was like, we made this pizza, I need to eat it. I felt so sick for the rest of the day. That was probably my worst experience with bread. It's just like, ugh. Don't eat raw pizza dough. It's not good for you. Don't eat burnt raw pizza dough. I should have known, but you know, people are stupid sometimes. Playing with fire. Exactly. Who thought it was a good idea to let high school students run a pizza oven in open, like with open flames? I don't know. Squip Breb. Breb. Rest in peace, Breb. But yeah. I wonder if, well, I don't really think squids would ever have access to eating bread in the first place. But I wonder if squids eat bread, would they be sort of similar to ducks? Like when ducks eat bread, it gives them gas and it can accidentally, you can accidentally inflame their like digestive tracts by too much gas because of the bread, because they're really not supposed to be eating bread. I'd imagine it's sort of similar with squids. So, playing a dangerous game with bread. Gassy ducks sound like they can fly longer? I don't think so. I don't think having more gas in the ducks would help them fly longer. If anything, it would make their surface area slightly larger, which would make them have more resistance to the air. I like the thought process though. It's a good one. I wish humans could fly. I know that's a pretty common thing, but if humans could fly, it'd probably actually be a mess. Dang, smart squid didn't think of drag. Yeah. I mean, I don't think generally adding air or like gas to things doesn't make them fly better. It would just make them gassy. If you added straight up normal air to balloons, they just sink. They just fall because they're just filled with normal air. Now, if you pumped ducks full of helium or another really light gas, then they would probably fly a lot better. They'd probably also die, but they could fly a lot better if they weren't dead. Duck balloon. Wow, this got a little concerning, a little morbid quickly. Morbid things squids say. I don't tend to I tend to go to the most morbid option for most things. Oops. Maybe it's a side effect of living in this world where so many people fish my siblings. Anyways. Oh, I have water here. I'm gonna drink water. Delicious. I heard your beak cousins, pigeons, would choke on Breb. Beak cousins? That's so funny. I love pigeons. Pigeons get a bad reputation, a bad rep. Like, I know they sort of like poop everywhere and they just generally like eat things, but like, I wonder how people would view pigeons if they didn't tend to live in cities. Like if they were just a normal bird. Because they are just a normal bird. I don't know, for some reason I feel like I separate pigeons out of my normal bird repertoire, and they're sort of just like their own species. But it would be interesting. I don't know much about pigeons specifically and if they would choke on bread, but I do know that generally when you feed birds things, which you're not really supposed to do, because I actually have a bird, but sometimes you can hear her squawking in the background. When you feed birds things, you're not supposed to give them super big pieces of things. And generally, it's not great to give them a bunch of bread either, because they're not supposed to eat bread, because it's a food that they wouldn't normally be able to have. But they shouldn't have like really big pieces, especially things like pigeons. Pigeons would probably just like eat the whole piece in one bite. Not great. Some birds would take the time to actually eat it properly, but I mean, pigeons sort of have competition, especially if they live in like a city. They don't want people to come by and take the bread. They don't want other pigeons to come by and eat the bread, so they're probably just going to try and eat it as fast as possible, which could also lead to them choking. Yummy water. Delicious water. Refreshing water. Rats are normal farm rodents. Shrugs. They are. I don't really have any negative... I have some negative opinions on rats because obviously they spread a lot of diseases, especially in places that can't really take care of them as well, and have generally been spreading diseases for a long time in the world, hence like the Black Plague and stuff like that. But rats as an actual like species, I don't really have that many bad opinions about. They're cute. I don't find them scary. That being said, I've never had like a rat or mice infestation in my house, so I might have a different opinion if that happened. I do also have cats though. And I think my cat, well, okay, my cats would definitely hunt a rat or a mouse, but they would like play with them. They would chase that rat around until it would die from exhaustion. Like they wouldn't kill it, but they would definitely run it around past its breaking point. Or they might get bored. I don't know. One of the two. They were both outside cats for the first few months of their lives. So it's possible they have more of a like fighting instinct, but both of them have, well, I think my first cat that I have is, I think she's like 2.5 or 3 maybe almost now. And then the other one that I have is 1 and a few months or multiple months. I don't know. I don't know their exact birthdays. But it might be a little bit too long in the house for them to have those natural hunting instincts. Headline: breaking news! Squid keeps beak cousins as pets. Squid kidnaps cousins and keeps them in cages in the basement. No, my bird does not stay in the basement. She stays up with everyone else, with the people, so she can be social. But I do keep, she's in a cage, so tough luck. What other things have beaks? I know obviously birds have beaks. Squids have beaks. Does anything else have beaks? Beaks is such a weird word. Beak. Beak. What? What animals have beaks? I can't think of any. octopuses, octopi, insects, I guess. Not really. Some fish have beaks. Fish with beaks is sort of creepy, but I also am in no place to be speaking. Oh yeah, turtles! Turtles! Turtles have beaks! Turtles can join the fam. I think that's it though. I didn't even think about that. They totally do. Turtles are so cool. Platypus. And a lot of dinosaurs, which don't exist anymore. Interesting. Interesting. Anyways. It's one of those things you don't really think about. Classifying animals by which ones have beaks. Biko means friend in Argonian speak. That's cute. I like that. That's very cute. I mean, I don't think Argonians don't have beaks, no. It's just a language, I guess. Do they have their own language? Like, is that a thing, or is it just like a one word that's different? I mean, it would make sense to have their own language in like lore wise, but eight pie, octopi, fish beaks, turtle beaks, fish with teeth. No. Not allowed. Fish don't have teeth. The fish with teeth can't hurt you. Fish with teeth. I know snails have teeth. But I don't think, I mean, I guess you could technically say like those whales have teeth, but those wouldn't be teeth. Those are like dangling things. Actually, a lot of fish have teeth now that I think about it. They just don't look like human teeth. So they're not as scary. Or they actually are more scary because they're pointy, but human teeth fish would be scary. Fish. Like, sharks have teeth. How many fish do have teeth? Like, do normal small fish have teeth? I don't know that much about fish. What? All fish have teeth. Specific types of swimmers like goldfish hide their pearly whites near the back of their throats. Imagine having throat teeth. Imagine having throat teeth. That's crazy. I don't even know if I believe that. But I do, actually, because I'm seeing it in multiple places now. Pharyngeal teeth located with their gills. Designed for crushing. That's something I don't know if I needed to know. Throat teeth. Fun fact. Or a crushingly devastating fact, depending on how you view it. Ah. I knocked my mic. Anyways, I did say this was gonna be a shorter stream, and it has been about an hour and 13 minutes overall. So I do think I'm going to cut it here. It has been super fun talking with you, Pem. Thank you. Thank you for entertaining my chaos and whatever this was. And I think I am definitely going to try to get back to streaming. I know it's been taking a bit of a break, but I think I can come back now. I think I'm taking a bit of time and get back into finally finishing Hollow Knight and moving on with the first Zelda game. Thank you for stream. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.